Hey Zen fam, don't mind me, don't mind Ninja. We're just here for a wee talk about PSN. You see, for a while I've noticed this trend. It's got like a Bond villain here. So, Mr. Bond, we meet again. And what I've noticed is, every once in a while we'll get these sports titles that only really sell to the people who have previously bought those sports titles. And if they've previously bought them, then chances are they've bought the latest version and they've bought the previous version. They'll continue to rebuy those sports titles, won't they, Ninja? Yes, pal. Yes, they will. Right? So they'll continually rebuy those sports titles. And while they're buying those sports titles, they're obviously playing them. So when they get onto PSN, when they get onto PSN, they're basically just going to sit there and not really be of much to anybody, because the prime audience for them has already bought them. Has already invested into that particular player ecosystem. We all know the kind of games. I mean, hell, you saw them on the thumbnail. You know, your basketball games, your UFCs, your golf, especially your football or soccer. Please, America, it's football. Anyway, and that's just someone that doesn't care about football, and I'm saying that. But yeah, these games, it's sort of like, yeah, they have their dedicated audience, and chances are, by putting them on PSN, you're not going to extend that audience. All you're going to do is get people like me who see a football game and go, well, that's a wasted slot on my PSN. You know, for my yearly subscription of £100. You know, because I have the extra tier. I used to be on the basic one, but I moved up to the middle one. But I'm not going to the top tier. That's just crazy talk. I've got enough backlog as it is. But yeah, you want to go back in your cage, pal? Okay. Yeah, so what gets me is these games come out on PSN, on the monthly games list, and they just, don't really have any impact, because the people that were going to play them have bought them previously, have played them, and when they come out, they're old. Now, maybe you could argue that for games like UFC, that maybe some of the fighting game community might be interested in them. But fighting games have generally got, on the whole, different control schemes to what they have on the UFC. Now, I've only ever tried one UFC game back a few years ago, and as someone that used to really love like Tekken, I found it really hard to operate. It was a much more, I don't want to say as complicated is the right word, but much more obtuse, perhaps. Obtuse. It just seemed a way more finicky control scheme to make fighters in the octagon actually fight and not just stand there beaten up. So yeah, in the comment section, I'd really love to get what you guys think. Do you think that, these core sports titles that have a core audience, do you think they have a place in subscription models like PlayStation Plus? I imagine similar things could be said for, the Microsoft and Nintendo equivalents, and probably, I'm not so sure about Steam, because Steam is so big that it's such a wide ocean of software for such embarrassingly low prices that probably doesn't even touch the sites. But for walled garden ecosystems on consoles, I think it is more than fair to say that we notice these kinds of changes. We notice these kind of software blips. And if they are noticed, and they're, to my mind, admittedly, I have no evidence, I'm just going on vibes here, guys, but I just don't think that they're getting played, because I don't think people care. because I think the people that did care already have done. Put it in this way, right? When you're watching game collecting channels like OG Duffy or like a Gib84 or Scottish Man Cave or whatever, there's loads of them out there, like Retro Ghetto, and there's a zillion game collection channels. I'm not going to stay here all day and name them all. I'll be here for 20 minutes naming channels. But when you see them and they go through charity shops and the like, what's the one thing you see them pick up and go, yet another FIFA, yet another FIFA, yet another FIFA, yet another FIFA, FIFA. Enough. PlayStation, please. When you're putting games on PlayStation Plus, go on and all put a FIFA on. Go on and all put a basketball game, a hockey game, an American football game, and probably even UFC. Leave them to the side for the dedicated audience that has already bought and played and possibly even trade that game in. Unless, of course, they had bought it digitally, which in that case it's a dead purchase. But like I say, thoughts below, and as always, hashtag support Scottish YouTubers. Aye, nae bother.